This is Catherine, otherwise known as Kerravenson. I still have a cold, but I am stubborn. And I still want to know the different reactions between Mars black and carbon black in a way that I can test. All my other previous things, you couldn't tell where the paint ended up, so you couldn't tell what the reaction was. However, if I do a swipe then and make one half one black and the other half the other black and do the swipe that way, then the paint will move, but it will not move into each other's things. Now, of course, it would be boring to do a swipe just with black. That would just be silly. So I'm going to use cadmium yellow light and Napthol crimson, yellow oxide, so these warm colours on one side, and green oxide and ultramarine blue, and I don't have a lot of that, so I'm grabbing some phthalo blue as well. So I might not use the yellow oxide, just sort of, you know, 4 colours plus black and white. The swipe will be white, and I will do it the way that Sabrina from Salve Arts does it, which is to put it on plastic, put it down and then swipe. I mean, she does it with plastic wrap around cardboard. I thought you could do it with an acetate sheet, which I have convenient. So on the top will be the carbon black. And I'll just put a line here. And the other thing is that I'm not going to do it in stripes. Stripes are boring. But I thought I'd do triangles or diamonds, as the case may be. So some bits just black and other bits with colours. So that's some carbon black, and we will do some warm colours up here. Gotcha. So some cadmium yellow, both the yellows are heavier than carbon black. The cadmium yellow light is heavier than Mars black. The red is lighter than carbon black. And the yellow oxide is in between. So we have some now. The bottom half will be Mars black. So that's a lot of paint. Probably too much. Torch it. I've never done a swipe before. Well, not a full swipe. You know, I mean, I've swiped with palette knives, but not a swipe across the whole thing. Okay, we should be bubble free. So now we cover this with titanium white. and tilt it a bit. And then go push, and I'm going to have to drag it that way anyway. Swipe with a lot of runoff and some nice lacing. Ooh, I like that. Okay, that's going to be kept. Yeah. There is a lot of paint on my hand. I can't grab anything. Oh, look at the lacing. Look at that lacing. And that's a definite difference there. The carbon black, the Mars black is coming up. Carbon black is not. Okay, popping some bubbles here because we've got quite a few, because there was quite a few bubbles in the white. And interestingly enough, the yellow oxide seems to be taking over. I am just going to put that down and leave it. It will probably move. It certainly dripped on me. I've got paint on my foot. So, interesting. Let's see what the torch does. The green oxide seems to have vanished forever. Ah, the Napthol crimson is coming up. Well, unless I got the two of them mixed up, that behaved exactly the opposite way than I expected. And I don't want to tilt it, because that would bias the experiment. Well, I suppose I can tilt it this way, because there's an awful lot of paint there. And I did put an awful lot of Mars black there. More than the carbon black. Well, I don't think this one's going to look terribly good. That's just going to be black with boring stuff. Should I violate the terms of my experiment? Or should I do a small swipe down the bottom with the traditional swipe? Way. I can't even tell where the edge of the paper is now. I am not very practiced at swipes. I either do it too heavy or too light. Okay. And that was too heavy. It's all drowning. I mean, it's lovely, interesting, subtle colours, but it will all dry so dark you won't be able to tell. Ooh, I like that. It'll still dry too dark to tell though. Okay, well, we'll just put this away. So we have the dried result of the swipe, which took a while to dry because the paint was so thick. And I still think that's pretty ugly, but it's not quite as ugly as I was thinking, possibly because it looks nicer in this bright light. And you can see these colours, the blues and even the green, which is kind of surprising. Whereas while I was watching it dry, it was just black, black, black. And there's the yellow ochre. I mean, not the yellow ochre, the yellow oxide. Yellow ochre is something else, apparently. It's taken over. We've got some little bits of Napthol crimson there. That's a bit of the cadmium yellow and some black. But I am baffled as to why the Mars black took over. The only thing I can think of is that there was a lot of it and the green oxide pushed it up because it was sinking. That's the only thing I can think of. So I've sort of demonstrated a difference, but I am still not satisfied. And let's take a look at that. And yeah, I think this is destined for jewellery. And this part is just there. But unexpected bonus, which you didn't really see very well on the video, was that the excuse me, I've still got a cold, that the acetate sheet that I did the swipe with actually came up very nicely. And I mean, this, it was originally just stripy, and then because the shelf I put it on wasn't level, I thought it was level, but it wasn't. So it tilted and got this lovely movement, and it's now decided to stick to the mat. Why are you sticking to the mat? Neither of you are sticky. Oh well. Anyway, look at that. It's like an ochre wave, or a supersonic dinosaur. I don't know. Don't know what I'll do with it, but it is a nice composition. I like it. Is it a composition if it was done by accident? I don't know. Some odd, really odd things happening here. You can see these wavy lines sort of breaking up. I don't know why these things happen. but it's pretty cool. So I would say it's not a complete fail. Hooray. Yep.